Well, 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 Lawn Chair Sports is back. Despite you guys not wanting to be back, we are fucking back. We are back at St. Pete Athletic. We are going to touch on the biggest thing going on in sports media right now, or just media in general, and that is our complete and utter fight against Terry Black's barbecue. This is the fight that I didn't know that we needed, but I am down to absolutely throw hands right now. So Terry Black's barbecue, if you guys don't know, we clipped a little bit video about how shitty Terry Black's is. I mean, from the line being horrible, from there being no shade, to the process of ordering being completely guessing on what the price is, only to find out that they charge $100 per pound of pulled pork that was made in the back kitchen that's never been cleaned. This place is an absolute dumpster fire. Online, we got over 1 million views on TikTok and Instagram, and probably tens of thousands of comments from people from fucking Austin, Texas, telling us that we are dumbasses and shouldn't complain for lines being too long and being shittily run. No, this place is a fucking joke, Andy. And I just want the viewers to know, those of you who don't follow along, Terry Black's actually tweeted at us, or not tweeted, they commented on the video that was going viral. They said, let me pull it up. All right, Terry Black said, if you'd just carry your girlfriend's purse and let her do the ordering, the line would move a lot faster. Well, Terry, that is a great comeback. You doing some sort of homophobic slur back to us just shows that you don't even understand the city that you live in. You live in Austin, Texas, supposedly the most liberal city outside of California. You've embarrassed your entire city with that comeback. Also, just not funny. Just frankly not funny. So whoever typed that out, who's ever running your social media, piss poor fucking job. You guys are absolute jokes. You got to come back at us harder, because that was honestly the weakest comeback I've ever seen.
Yeah, I saw Terry Black's comment. I was ready for some smoke. I mean, I don't know. The social media intern making $22,000 a year, you got to try harder, because it didn't pack a punch. I feel like they might have had something more offensive and homophobic written out, but then kind of reeled it in. The response, they didn't cross any lines. I don't know. I feel like kind of offensive to women. Like, what does that imply? That women typically order slower? I think man or woman could order the same speed. The place is just a shit show.
It's a fucking shit show. It has nothing to do with us either. We were just observing. And we paid a fucking pretty penny to do it. You know, I don't think that came across in the video as well. Is the main thing we were upset about is that this barbecue was completely fucking overpriced.
That was my main gripe. I do feel like I was baited into it a little bit. I was set up to explain the day. You got some crazy meat sweats. There was a lot going on. We walked away from Terry Black's. I mean, you were hot. You were pissed. I mean, like, it was way too hot, and you were saying fuck this. I basically just thought it was overpriced. Like, I paid way too much for my portion of food. Whatever. I mean, I'm public enemy number one in Austin. People think that Terry Black's ruined my fucking life. I honestly never expected this type of reaction.
So I actually got a direct message from this, and there's a lot more coming out about Terry Black. Well, Terry and the whole family being kind of shitbags. So this is a message I got from someone who went to high school with them,
Wow.
okay? I'm not going to name names because I don't want anyone getting in trouble in Austin, Texas. I don't know about that barbecue culture. It might be kind of mafia-ish, but, quote, if you thought the process of ordering and eating at Terry Black's was bad, you should do some research into Mark and Michael Black, the twins who run Terry Black's. I went to school with them. Terrible fucking people. Some gnarly skeletons in their closet. Lucky for them, they had a big name in a small town, and everything was swept under the rug. Now, I don't know what the hell that means, but it's fucking hilarious that these guys are coming after us on Instagram when they're clearly just a shitty group of twins are doing exactly what we thought they were doing, which was just resting on their laurels of being a tourist trap. So Terry Black's, you guys need to do better. And honestly, fuck all the people from Austin who are defending them. You guys don't even say it's the best barbecue when we're in the city. Everybody we talked to was like, "Oh, don't go to Terry Black's. Go to Interstellar Barbecue. Go to La Barbecue. Don't go to blah, blah, blah." And then online they're like, "Oh, Terry Black's is the best place." No. Fuck that. That's bullshit. You guys, not one person in Austin, Texas told us to go to Terry Black's. In fact, most people said, do not go to Terry Black's. Terry Black's is about to have a crash the size of the Lehman Brothers.
Yeah, Terry Black's, I mean, they might be fucked. And I never thought we'd get this type of reaction. Like, I thought there are no there's no more sensitive group of people on the internet than sports fans defending their team. Like when we have a take that's anti their team, we got some pushback. You got a lot of pushback from Patriot fans throughout the NFL playoffs. But the response from the people of Texas to this Terry Black's criticism, I mean, it's wild. But you have to think about it. I mean, it's an intersection of three buckets of maybe the dumbest type of people in existence. It's people who are flipping out over criticism of their favorite barbecue spot, people who will comment on an Instagram reel of people they don't know, and people from Texas. I mean, probably the dumbest fucking people on the planet, pretty much a black eye for the entire United States. And my thing with Texas is there's just, I don't know where this arrogance comes from. It's like, at least with the deep South, people in the South, they kind of know that they're sort of trash. They're like, like we're kind of idiots, but you know, it's what we do. We love it. People in Texas are completely delusional. It's like they actually think that they're doing something down there. They really think they're the best. The arrogance is wild. In sports terms, it would be like if Cleveland Browns fans were under the impression that the Browns were a dynasty. They're like, no, we run this league. It's like, what? I don't know. These Texans are completely out of control.
I agree, man. Austin specifically in Texas too, because Austin is trying to be like this liberal hippie town that escapes the rest of Texas. No, it's not. It's actually just a bunch of fucking babies that move from other places, now all live there. Everything's overpriced. The city's the ugliest city I've ever been in. The river or lake or whatever is trash. Your only hiking and biking trail is just a thing of sand. There's not even any pavement. It's a fucking joke. The Four Seasons there was the worst Four Seasons I've ever been to as well. Austin, Texas has nothing. You know, Joe Rogan moves there and then everyone's supposed to just give a shit. No, congratulations. You guys have Joe Rogan and you have Elon Musk and Matthew McConaughey. Take it. Take those three. We don't fucking need them. The rest of America is going to move on without having to ever eat a fucking shittily overpriced beef stick that's $180. And I've said shittily 3 times. I know it's not a fucking word, but I'm saying it. And you know what? Fuck people from Texas.
Yeah. No, I'm going to agree with all that. And you know what's funny? When we were looking into hitting some of these barbecue spots before we came down to Austin, one of the things that was offered was a reservation on the Sunday. It was $150 for some Terry Black's food, and included in the tour is you get to meet the pit masters. I don't give a shit about the people making the barbecue. Does that something people care about? Like, you want to meet the people making your food?
I don't want. I don't care. And honestly, if I need to be told how long it takes for them to cook this one more fucking time, I'm going to go insane. I don't care how long it takes. You're choosing to cook it. So, like, don't complain about, like, it takes 3 days of smoking hickory wood to get this meat. It's like, well, there's more efficient ways to cook nowadays. I don't know what to tell you. And honestly, it wasn't that fucking great.
Yeah, I'm pretty much out on any uber popular place where it's like line out the door. I mean, when we run out, we run out. You got to basically suck someone's dick to get a spot at the restaurant. It's like, to me, no place is worth it. There are other places to eat. There are other places to spend your time. It's like, yeah, I'm sure it's great. I'm glad I got to try it, but it's just, I'm done with these overhyped, uber popular places.
I'm just done with. And listen, if you go to one of the one of these places and they actually perform, then that's what it's supposed to be. But honestly, these ones where they rest on their laurels and then you go in to pay your own fucking money and they just treat you like shit from start to finish, I'm fucking done with those places, man. I'm fucking done with them. But anyway, I know we needed to chat on that because it was resting heavy on Terry Black's heart, obviously, because they're shooting some shots at us. But
yeah,
let's get into the other wild story of the week. That is your head coach.
Yeah, it's, coming off a tough Super Bowl loss. I mean, Mike Vrabel, he's blowing off some steam this offseason. He was spotted at a hotel in Arizona with longtime NFL reporter Diana Rossini. It appears that the longtime NFL insider, she had some NFL insider in Arizona. What do we think of this?
First off, that's a great fucking joke. Second off, it's hilarious because the pictures are exactly what you think they are. I mean, it's like, who was the coach? Herm Edwards. He was like, they are who we thought they were, and we let him off the hook. Well, this is exactly who we thought Mike Vrabel was. And Diana Rossini has been telling everyone she hates her husband for years. The videos that I've seen online are insane, where she literally just, out of the blue, her poor husband is just taking strays left and right on these programs from her. She's basically going on every program just being like, yeah. Oh, by the way, I know this is completely irrelevant, but my husband is a fucking cuck and I hate him. But anyway, back to sports. And you're just like, wait, why is she talking about this on ESPN? It makes no sense. And so, yeah, I feel bad for her husband. Really, he is the big victim in all of this, and obviously Vrabel's wife too. But the pictures say exactly what they want, and their excuse of no, we were there with 5 other people. Well, where are the 5 other people? Because they're not in the photos.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's crystal clear what's going on, and I don't know, Mike Vrabel. As a head coach, a big part of the job is decision making and being detail oriented. And I feel like he kind of comes out of this looking like a dumbass. It's like, you can't be doing this in public. Now, I know, whoever sniped the photos, I mean, it was someone snooping on them. So it's not like it was someone in plain sight taking pics, but I think you got to be a little more stealth about this. I mean, this is kind of a pro thing. So Mike Vrabel, clean it up. I mean, I just don't want to see this, this kind of lack of detail orientation come into play in, a big game down the stretch. I don't know. Also, Diana Russini, she's catching a lot of heat for this. People are saying it's unprofessional, it's compromising her journalistic integrity. She understands that sometimes in this tough business, you got to do what you got to do to get a scoop and get an inside source. And she's just going the extra mile where other people wouldn't. And as members of the NFL media ourselves, I think I speak for the entire program when I say we would have done the exact same thing in the heartbeat to have an inside track on a story. I mean, just to get kind of an inside look at an organization.
100%. No, I completely agree with that. And another troubling thing coming from these photos is it has been confirmed that the pool that they were at is specific to a villa, and it's the only villa that has that rooftop pool. And unfortunately, that villa is a king bed only. So to say there was 5 other people there, I'm really not sure if I'm buying that. I know the Bussin' with the Boys guys were kind of making jokes like they were there. I'm just not feeling it, man. I think, unfortunately, Mike Vrabel's been exposed.
Yeah, I mean, this hotel, it is kind of known as sort of a sex dungeon. So I think what's going on here is crystal clear. And to me, what's crazy, you look at, a head coach-reporter relationship, it's like, who has more to gain or more to lose in it? Because you would think for Diana Russini, it's like, all right, having the inside track with an NFL head coach, that's huge. But people are now saying, well, her reporting might be compromised. Like, is she going to spill the full truth on anything Patriot-related, or, anything she reports to the Patriots, is it going to have, a pro-Mike Vrabel twist? For Vrabel's perspective, you would think, I don't know, canoodling up with a reporter, probably not a good idea. Like, what if during some pillow talk, Mike Vrabel just lets, some key Patriot inside info slip?
No, it's a good point. Also, I like how the NFL media world is trying to pretend that Russini is some bigwig reporter. I mean, at the end of the day, man, no one really gives a shit what this lady is saying. No one's listening to anything. She's kind of just there because she's a girl.
Yeah, it's something where Diana Russini, she's one of the prominent reporters in the NFL, and she just always seemed to have the inside track on a lot of stories, particularly as it relates to the Patriots, Mike Vrabel, even going back to his time in Tennessee. So, I don't know.
Interesting stuff.
It is interesting. It's wild. Oh, last thing here. I mean, someone set him up. Who do we think set him up? Who's responsible for these photos being taken?
Oh, I think it's the husband. I think the husband hired a private investigator for sure. I mean, that's a great point. I want to talk about that. Yeah, these photos, who took them?
Yeah, because when I first saw them, I'm like, this is careless as hell. Like, there was just someone standing there with a camera, and you're like holding hands like an idiot. But it makes sense. I mean, I guess someone was just like hiding out in the bushes, sniping pics. But I believe it's a private investigator as well. I mean, the only other option would be, did someone at the front desk spill the beans and be like, we got a Vrabel Russini hotel booking going on here? But I don't even know if they're really allowed to do that. It seems kind of messed up, hotel staff. You could say maybe it's Vrabel's wife. I'm sure she's not thrilled. And it's kind of messed up, but I feel like it's just kind of a reality with pro athletes and pro sports. It's like there is a lot of unfaithfulness. I think it's the husband building the strongest case ever and kind of just trying to publicly humiliate her. Like, I'm sure he has more than enough of a case to make out well in a divorce. But also, by the way, I'm going to destroy your journalistic credibility because she's kind of embarrassed him at every turn. It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, no, and he's probably been just waiting for years for this. He's been stacking this up. He's playing the long game. I bet this guy's got so much on his wife. I bet there's more to this story to come out.
Yeah, so this is a pretty juicy one. It's like, I feel like the NFL offseason can be kind of a slog this time of year, and this story this week was an absolute gift.
Yeah, and both of their excuses, too, are just insane. They're like, no, nothing happened. That was just casual, like, being friends.
Right. It's
They
like,
interlocked fingers.
yeah, no, exactly. It's like, I think probably everyone just interlocks fingers like that with colleagues all the time. Just completely friendly, professional thing.
At resorts.
It's wild. I mean,
without
people
shirts
online
on.
are saying that, locking hands like that, worse than anal. And I think it's not a crazy take.
Yeah, you got to be close with someone to interlock those fingers. Speaking of close with people, there's a story out of. I want to get to this one because this is important. There's a story out of Washington County, Tennessee. A school board member there, Keith Irvin, during a school board meeting that was publicly live streamed, told a female high school student who's a student board rep, "God, you're hot. Do you know that? Damn. Where do you go to school at?" End quote, while touching her shoulder. The clip obviously blew up. The board unanimously censured him, but he came out after in defense and said, no, what he meant by saying she was hot was that she was just good at what she does, which is also a terrible fucking excuse. It's like people need to use AI to get better excuses because these excuses are just out of control. But I then watched the next day, the dad of that girl came in to speak to the board, and he actually gave a really passionate speech without getting overheated. Because if I were the dad, I would have just went in there and probably just tried to kill the guy. But he went in there and he actually made some really great points. He's like, is this like, we're just going to let this, you serve the public. Would anybody in this room, he said, would anybody in this room want their daughter being alone in a room with this guy? And no one raised their hand. So it's like, obviously, the public wants this guy fired. This guy needs to go. He's an absolute fucking creep.
Yeah, this was a crazy one. I mean, Keith Irvin, stick to making country music, okay? Because this was a bad look. I don't know. People are telling me that's a different Keith, but I think the weirdest part about it is that this guy, it's like there was no hesitation in his mind. You know, like when you're about to say something really stupid, you know, like 90% of you was like, I shouldn't say it, I shouldn't say it, I shouldn't say it. You're like, fuck it, I'm going to say it anyway. You kind of were like, He just let it rip, and it's almost like it didn't even register with him that anything that he was saying was fucked up. It's like, dude, what do you got? You're hot. And it's just like, that would be weird as hell to say in private and very creepy. The fact that he just belted it out in a room full of parents, all this, it's like,
on a live stream, too.
dude, some people just don't get it.
That's crazy.
Do not get like, boundaries, what's acceptable. I mean, it is.
I mean, it's a weird time to be alive. The fact that, I mean, he put his arm around her, too. Like, none of the excuses could possibly line up. I mean, put his arm around her and called her hot. Like, it's just disgusting
It's
behavior.
also like he's on the school board. Like, a lot of times you'll hear about, like, really powerful people being creepy as hell. Like, is a school board member some just absolute mafia boss who's in charge and, like, can do no wrong? I feel like a school board member can be replaced in about 10 seconds.
Well, this guy needs to be put into prison, in my opinion. All right.
Bad luck.
Another thing we got to talk about, because this has tentacles all over the world in every single industry and everything that you guys do on a daily basis. On April 7th, Donald Trump on Truth Social, he posted, quote, all right, he said, quote, I'm going to try it again. "A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. If they don't comply with this deadline of the Strait of Hormuz amid escalating U.S.-Israel tensions." Fuck. All right, let me start over.
Yeah.
The fucking tweet. All right. We also need to talk about Donald Trump. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Game of Thrones, but it seems like the Mad King is finally starting to come out. I mean, he tweeted on April 7th, "A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again." Okay, couple things here. It's like, you can't say that as a president of the United States. No matter what's going on, or even if you think it's strategic, in my opinion, you should not be able to say an entire civilization is going to end tonight. That's just not what we elected this guy for. In fact, Trump ran on the anti-war pretty heavy, and that was one of the reasons I was like, all right, well, I mean, if he's anti-war, like I think that's probably a good thing economically, not killing people as well. But this guy's just done a complete 180. I mean, now he's like super pro-war to the point where he's tweeting about ending civilizations. This is not good.
Yeah, I was pretty stunned when I saw this tweet, and Trump, he's trying to put his military nuts on the table, and it's pretty horrifying when you hear, yeah, he's going to end a civilization if they don't comply. But if you step back and think about it, it kind of makes sense. It's like, if we can get this whole thing over with quicker, then we can kind of move on to the anti-war, no-war regime that was promised up front. So he's kind of trying to just expedite this process, saying, hey, Iran, let's get this whole thing over with. Because, I mean, they might have nuclear weapons. Maybe? Or do they? I don't know.
That's the thing. I mean, I don't even know. Obviously, no one knows. I don't even know if Donald Trump knows if they had nuclear weapons. But that's the thing. I guess my thing with Trump doing all these tweets, I think it's just unnecessary because, yeah, there's definitely a case to be made. Listen, if Iran was actually close to getting nuclear weapons and we saw the ballistic missile capabilities that they have, that actually their missiles can actually reach probably double what we actually thought they could, meaning they could attack places like London, places in Germany, France, Spain, all of that. That's a big fucking deal because those are supposedly our allies. And so, yeah, if we had intel that they were actually that close, then, yeah, I kind of guess you do have to go in there and eliminate those weapons from being created because a nuclear Iran would pretty much destabilize the entire world. So on one hand, I'm like, all right, that makes sense. On the next hand, though, it's like we do the initial invasion and it just seemed like there was no plan. And they never really told us what the goal was. They were like, they might have nuclear weapons. And then the next day, they're like, we're not in a war. And then the next day, he's like, we're winning this war. And then the press is like, wait, so it's a war? And he's like, it's kind of like a war. Right. And I don't know. It just seems crazy. But his tweets progressively are getting more and more insane. I would prefer him to just maybe email this over to Iran. So they hear it and he can say the same things, but just maybe not blast it out publicly. I think it's a little beneath the presidential badge.
Yeah, it's actually a good point because probably presidents of the past have said these types of things to other countries, but we just hear everything because it's like everything is basically said through a megaphone because he loves them some Twitter. He loves them some Truth Social. It's absolutely wild. And probably not a lot of people remember Obama tweeting a very similar thing. And I think the main reason is that I don't believe he actually did that, so that's why most people don't have that memory. But it's just crazy. I mean, we're living through a wild time.
Yeah, I feel like if you're thinking about the presidents, right? Like, I think a guy like Bill Clinton would have been pretty. If Twitter, let's just pretend Twitter was big back in these days. I think Clinton would have been a pretty straight and narrow kind of guy. Bill Clinton would be the guy who accidentally posted a photo of like him making out with someone other than Hillary on Twitter. Oh, yeah. And that would have got him in trouble. Then you got George W. Bush, who I feel like he would have just been constantly going on live streams accidentally, like with his phone in his pocket.
In his pocket.
Like I feel like he would be like the president who just like was just butt dialing. Like he seems like the dad who just always butt dials.
Yeah, I feel like he would never fully get how to use it. No, like, despite having a full staff trying to help him.
I feel like he's probably a one finger typer on a phone kind of guy as well.
I could see him be like almost like tweeting something he thought was a Google search.
Yes.
Like Stop and Shop near me.
Like none of his tweets would have been intentional.
Yeah, I think I agree. And Bill Clinton, back to him, he would definitely be the accidentally liking a ton of porn on Twitter guy.
Yeah.
It's funny, Doc Rivers got caught doing that years ago, and it was very funny. A lot of people don't realize everything you like is very easily accessible. So if someone just looked at Doc Rivers' likes, it was just like it's just only porn. Like he's never even liked a tweet with words. Even it's just porn. So I feel like we could see that probably the same with Billy Clinton.
Yes, that is a very good one. I think a guy like Obama would probably be the burner guy who has a burner account and then accidentally tweets off his real account thinking it's the burner account.
Yeah.
Because he's smart. He's smart enough to have the burner account, but you're going to make a mistake on Twitter if you're tweeting that much. And then Trump is literally just in his own class. Like everything I just described, like this kind of guy, that kind of guy, moving forward once Trump's done with president, that's going to be like a description for people. People are going to be like, yeah, he tweets like Trump. When they're like, what does that mean? It's like whatever the most extreme thought you've ever had any moment, you just type out in all capital letters.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we probably all have maybe like a crazy aunt or uncle who is just going wild on Facebook. Every unfiltered thought they have is posted to the internet. And the guy who they worship is doing the same thing. He's the president. It's crazy.
All right. That's enough. No more Iran talk.
Right.
Although, sounds like the ceasefire has been... Sounds like it's not actually a real deal. Israel's bombing Lebanon. Iran's saying, well, that's literally what we said not to do. And the Strait of Hormuz is still closed. And gas is like $12 a gallon. So that's... but don't worry, J.D. Vance is on a plane to Pakistan right now to negotiate a deal. So we'll see what happens. All right, this is a big story. I know this is kind of in complete left field of what we normally talk about, but this is probably the biggest story that's ever happened in human history that is not being reported on very heavily. That is Claude Mythos being in existence. So what is Claude? Anthropic is obviously the company that owns Claude. You guys might use it, you might not. It's basically like ChatGPT or Google Gemini, but it's slowly becoming the best one, a lot of people say. But Anthropic just announced that Claude Mythos, their preview, it's their newest frontier AI model. It's reportedly the most capable yet, especially in cybersecurity. So one of the crazy things that it has shown that it can do is it autonomously discovered chain zero-day exploits in major operating systems and browsers. So let me put that into layman's terms. Basically, what happens in the world of bad actors trying to hack into stuff, you have to be basically one of the most intelligent human beings on Earth to find ways to find cracks in these codes to where you can basically take over systems. And one of the great things about being in the United States is we have most of the smart people that are able to do that stuff, and they just get paid well enough in cybersecurity that they don't do it with bad intentions. So they don't take their talents to basically ruin the world. Unfortunately, now that AI has basically reached a level where it's about 90 times better than the best hacker in human history, it was able to find basically flaws. They're called zero-day flaws, these cracks, if you will, in the code, in every single major website and major company across the entire world, autonomously in like 2 hours. What does that mean? It means that basically if they were to release this to the public, any bad actor could take over Bank of America's website, eliminate all financial records that they have in their systems, take over the entire weapons system of a country whose weapons have anything to do with internet or any system. The power grids all run on these OS systems as well, so they could pretty much just eliminate all power grids all at once. So basically just disrupt the entire way people live their daily lives. So think about it like this. Remember the one day that Amazon Web Services was out, and it was like for the first 4 hours a day, everyone at work was like, can I go home? I don't know what to do. I can't do anything. Planes were down. I mean, it was bad. It's like that, but 20 times worse, and then there's just no end to it. So that happened.
Yeah, that's mildly concerning. But you know what? Hopefully no one will abuse this. Hopefully only nice people use it. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, that's the problem is now that we know that the power can exist for these AIs to figure this out. They basically said an open source model that's going to probably be able to do pretty similar things will probably come in the next 6 to 12 months. And that's when states like North Korea, who haven't had the most talented people, are going to have this power. And it's going to be a fucking interesting race. But Claude actually, instead of releasing their new frontier model, they actually teamed up with 40 of the top companies in the US it's called, this is a crazy name. They named it Project Glasswing.
Right, of course.
And so they're basically giving access to the AI system for all of these companies. They're now partnered with like the CIA and shit too. And all of these companies are now just scrambling to fix all these scraps before the rest of the world gets it. So I don't know, man. All I can tell you is it's not good. I have listened to way too many doomsday AI podcasts. It sounds like we probably all have a year to live and no one is even caring at all.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like we didn't really fully think through a lot of the downsides of AI when we were just super hyped up on it. It's like, dude, it can like make this task so easy and like you work more efficiently. It's like sounds great. It's like, wait, what about people doing horrible, devious shit? It can make their stuff easier too, right? It's like, oh, shit, I actually didn't think about that. Like, now we're seeing the downside. That's pretty fucking scary. And yeah, of course, we're just all gonna kill each other. Like humans, of course. People are like, is there gonna be a big meteor? No, we're gonna fuck it up from within. Like,
100%.
That's gonna be the downfall of civilization.
No, and what it is too is they did it perfectly. We've been this whole entire society has been trained on these algorithms and these short videos, and everyone's just a fucking brain dead zombie. And so now they've just dangled this other thing. They're like, hey, guess what? The new system, you can make videos, short videos, without actually even doing anything. And then people are like, what? I can make a cat jump on a glass of milk?
Pretty
and
fun.
it didn't even do it. And then you'll just sit there for hours now making the short posts. And that was like their way to like get America to be like, yes, we need to invest all of our human in every single capital, build these buildings. We want more cat videos online. We need more cat videos online. But then in the background, everyone's like, these fucking idiots are all going to lose their jobs. And they're all fucking watching these short form videos made on AI. We are so controllable. It's actually insane.
Yeah, it is crazy. And that definitely is my favorite form of AI. Like, I don't use it as much as I should, but I freaking love the image and video creation. I mean, for some reason, my Facebook algorithm, like, I guess I might have liked one at some point. They think I want dog saving baby videos. They're very wholesome. They're AI. I had to explain to my parents that they're not actually real, but yeah, dog saving baby could be from a car, could be from a falling fence. I don't know. They're all over my Facebook now.
Yeah, and if you want to test someone's just pure awareness of what's going on in the real world, if anyone sends you a video saying like, oh my God, did you see this? And then you watch the video and it's clearly AI, those people are literally lost. They're literally lost. I sat down next to this lady who I work with, and it was on April Fool's too, right? So it's like even more your guard should be up.
Yeah.
She goes, oh my God, did you guys hear that the flamingos from what's that garden over there?
Oh, the Sunken Gardens.
Yeah, she's like, did you hear that the flamingos from the Sunken Gardens got out? Oof. Like they were, yeah, there's like there's videos of them all downtown. There was videos of them at Crescent Lake. There's videos of them on Beach Drive. And then in my head, I'm thinking, oh my God, no, I didn't hear this. Also, how the fuck do these flamingos get like 15 to 17 blocks without getting hit?
Good point.
And so I'm like, no, actually I didn't. And then I looked on X because that's where I usually go to like see if stupid shit like that is real. And I couldn't find anything on it. I was like, hey, can you send me the video? She sent me that. It is the most clearly AI made video I have ever seen in my life. And I was like, yeah, you know, this is like a AI video and it because it's April Fool's. She was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I was like, you're just not aware, man.
At least she accepted it. Like some people would fight back. Like, no, it's not. It's not.
Fucking brutal.
It can't be verified anywhere else, but this is real, okay?
Fucking brutal.
That's hilarious.
All right, Andy, you wanted to talk about this. This is pretty crazy. A 29-year-old employee, Chamil Abdul Karim, at NFI Kimberly-Clark Distribution Center in Ontario, California, set a massive 6-alarm fire in a 1.2 million square foot warehouse full of toilet paper, paper towels, and paper product supplies that supplies 50 million people.
Yeah, not the brightest individual. He videoed himself doing it. In the video, he was saying, this is what we had to do because you wouldn't pay us a living wage. This guy right here, he's the product. This is someone who spends all of his free time probably on Reddit, and based on opinions on that website, that's his understanding of how the world works. Like, people on the internet were probably telling him, like, yeah, do it, man. Like, these corporations, they're evil. They don't care about us. You got to show them. He decides, you know what? I'm going to burn down a toilet paper factory, and I'm sure everyone in the world will be on my side because I'm standing up to the evil corporations that don't care about us. Dude, you're going to prison for a really long time, and no one will hire you ever again for any job. It's like, yeah, have you ever been arrested? Well, I burned down my last employer's factory. But, I mean, it's
But the follow-up question is,
they were lowballing
well,
me.
how big was the factory?
Yeah.
It was 1.2 million square feet. Oh, yeah, you can't work here then.
I swear to God, people are frustrated with the state of things. They feel like corporations are taking advantage of them. They're underpaid. And look, I don't have all the answers, but I know that burning down your employer is never the answer. So this kid is a complete clown, and yeah, you gotta have some impulse control.
But the stapler. I mean, this is Office Space, man. This is literally the plot of Office Space. He burned down the employer. So absolutely wild. I would implore you though to watch the film of this guy burning it down, because I saw the news of it burning down before I saw the video of the guy burning it down, and I thought to myself, "Damn, that sucks." Like, I wonder how it started. And then I just see this poorly filmed Snapchat going, "Yeah, he should have paid us a living wage. Now look what happened." And he's just lit with a lighter, just burning pallets and pallets of toilet paper. Also, he seems like the kind of dumb enough guy who would have probably just stayed in the warehouse too long when the fire was happening and probably just died. So I'm actually surprised he even got out of this warehouse alive.
That's another thing I'm thinking. Like, were there other employees in the warehouse that I'm assuming everyone got out safe? I didn't hear about any fatalities.
No one died.
But what a fucking dumbass. Imagine you're trying to show corporate how evil they are, and you end up just killing another one of your, poor minimum wage factory workers. Like, this was dumb as hell and not well thought out. I feel like you could convince this guy to do anything.
Oh, yeah. And that guy, I mean, watch out in prison, because this guy could be burning down his prison, too, for sure.
Yeah.
If he's going to burn down a TP factory, he's definitely going to burn down prison.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to like the prison economy.
He's like, "Oh, yeah, I worked my ass off for 10 pennies this week and 10 cigarettes. Like, this place is getting burned down." And that will be tough because everyone will be locked in their cell. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, we just have too many people in the world just doing way too much. It's like, they're like, I got to take things into my own hands. I would recommend just looking at employment elsewhere instead of burning your employer down. But hey.
So what else you got on your mind this week, man?
Yeah, I mean, I got to get off my chest. There was a debacle at Tropicana Field on Tuesday night.
Ah, yes.
We had a hell of a time. We actually had a great time. And we went to the Rays' second game back at Tropicana Field. They played the Chicago Cubs, and there's a lot of excitement in St. Pete. The Rays are back. They played last season over in Tampa. The stadium was being repaired. The Rays are back in St. Pete. And we scored ourselves some pretty cool all-you-can-eat, all-you-can-drink tickets up in the left field nosebleeds. Pretty cool, okay? It is all-you-can-drink draft beer and wine. There's some food. We're having the time of our lives. There was an unfortunate situation. Now, I do think it was probably an honest mistake. It was a miscommunication. But we asked the nice server ladies up in the section, we say, hey, when do the unlimited beers end? We're told repeatedly. We asked 3 different workers. They all tell us through the bottom of the 7th. Now, this is big because a lot of parks, they'll do it at the 7th inning stretch. So we think, all right, bottom 7, that's big. Everyone in the section, I mean, you're trying to manage the clock. You're trying to time out to get your last round of draft beers in that bottom of the 7th. So I'm up there in the top half of the 7th. I'm just kind of standing there with my hands in my pockets. I'm like eating a hot dog like an idiot, watching the Cubs bat. I'm like, yeah, I got all the time in the world. I can get another beer. The Cubs go down. Next thing I know, I see my buddies. They're going up to get beers. I'm beelining for the beers. And these women working behind the counter, they're just packing it up real fast. Like, nope, we're done. No more beer. Miscommunication. I guess the unlimited beers ended in the middle of the 7th. And it was probably an honest mistake, but it's hard not to feel like we were hoodwinked, bamboozled, and led astray. This felt like corporate greed to me. And I didn't like it because I feel like I was robbed of those final 2 draft beers. And the only thing I could do to fill that void was to drink 12 Sun Cruisers at the bar I went to afterwards. I ended up blacking out on a Tuesday night. And that's not what I wanted out of my Tuesday night. So Tampa Bay Rays, clean it up. I didn't like it. It felt like kind of a devious move from a team that will do anything to cut costs.
Yeah, and you know what? You make a good point. It might have been an honest mistake. A lot of new workers in the Trop. Obviously, they had off a season. So here's my message to Rays ownership. You guys are coming in, trying to make a good foot in St. Pete. Andy needs a token for at least 2 free beers because he was basically robbed of 2 draft Millers. And that's tough for Andy. And I did see Andy's entire demeanor shift after he wasn't allowed to get these beers, because there's nothing worse than thinking you're about to get a free beer only to realize you're going to be told no. And that's just not what anyone wants to go through. So he went from happy-go-lucky, in the stands, nosebleeds, eating popcorn and hot dogs, drinking all he can drink, to just a disappointed kid who basically had to go home with his tail between his legs. Then I watched him at the bar. I watched you at the bar.
Right.
And you took your anger out on these Surfsides, man.
Right.
And it was sad to see, because those Surfsides didn't deserve. They didn't do anything to you, but you drank them so fast. To be fair, they're the easiest drink to drink of all time.
They go down pretty
They
easy.
do not taste like alcohol. In fact, I would say that Surfsides, if there was no alcohol in them, I might still drink them. That's how good they taste.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing. It was just a tough situation. And it's one thing if we're talking about, the booze you got to pay for. It's just like, oh, no more beers. I'm like, you know what? I don't care. Because honestly, I didn't want to spend $22 on a tall boy. But I truly feel like I was robbed in that moment. And I do get it. These places, they got to cut off the booze at some point. It actually is scientifically proven. So that 12 minutes in between the middle of the 7th, the end of the 7th, so that's scientifically proven to be enough time to sober up to drive home, regardless of how many beers you've had leading up to that. So I get why teams do it. You do have to have that cutoff. But I was pretty disappointed. Pretty disappointed with it. Felt like I was, robbed and lied to. But that being said, I'll probably forget in about 48 hours, and I intend to sit in that section again. And pretty excited about it. I think a lot more teams should take on the same thing.
I think it's a great way to get people to the game. I love the concept of it.
We made a friend of the game, too.
Yeah, we did. So, it was a Chicago thing, and at Wrigley, they stack their cups together. So our buddy from
make
Chicago.
a beer snake.
Yeah, the beer snake.
Cup snake.
Yeah, and our buddy from Chicago, he lives here now, but he started it. So everyone was coming up to us the whole time. They're feeding us cups. We're kind of building. That's supposed to be a camaraderie building event for a section, and we kind of thought it was. I mean, everyone seemed like they were in a pretty good mood, but we did have this one bachelor party. They're probably around 21 to 25 years old, would be my guess. And you could kind of tell that they were going south. Like every time you bring a cup over, this blonde kid, who I can only describe as the kid in Game of Thrones who becomes the king or whatever, like the really blonde one, like a very off-putting blonde kid. But he kept coming down, and he would be like, "Hey, I got another one." And every time he came down, our friend who was collecting the cups wasn't there. So it was like every time people would look back and be like, "Oh, okay," and we grab the cup, and he'd be like, "Yeah, here's my cup." And he was like very aggressive about it. So anyway, so we get this big snake. He comes over one last time. This is like now in, I think, probably the bottom of the 8th. So like everyone's pretty toasted at the all-you-can-drink thing at this point. And he's like, "Hey, actually, let me see the size of the snake." And we lift it up, and he goes, "That's it? That's the size of the snake?" And we're all like, "Dude, what do you like?" Now he's like mad at ourselves, and he's like a part of this. So I don't understand like what he's like. "You guys are a bunch of losers." And then I was like, I just made a joke. I was like, "Guys, take it easy on him. He's had 3 beers." And you would have thought I shot this guy's mom in the face. I mean, I've never seen more disdain on a human being's face when this guy just stood there staring at my soul, and he just kept going, "3 beers? 3 beers?" And then his voice just kept getting higher. He was like, "3 beers? 3 beers?" And he just kept staring at me. And by the way, this guy was like literally half my size. So, I mean, I would have like just eliminated him. And then he was like, "What are you guys, all 45 years old? And you think I drink 3 beers? 3 beers?" His handler then comes and gets him,
Right.
which we find out is actually just like his dad, who's like making sure that these kids don't kill themselves at the all-you-can-drink event. And he just continues to sit up there. And he's just staring at me the rest of the game. I mean, this guy is just locked in, and I'm a little bit of a shit disturber. So I just kept turning around and looking up at him with a little like grin like this. I'd go, and then I'd do this. And dude, every time I did that, he would stand up and hey, 3 beers. And his dad would like get in front of him, like, sit down. We had the cops literally came over behind him. Like, it was probably one of the funniest things ever. And I hope that kid sees this. In fact, we need to find a challenge.
I want to have him on the pod.
We need this kid on the pod. We got to find this guy. So we need your help. People in Tampa, St. Pete, there was a little blonde kid in the top section. It was the second game of the year. He only had 3 beers. That's very easy to describe who it is.
He gives off school shooter vibes.
He's definitely a school shooter. We want this kid tagged. We want him on the podcast. We need to find him. Please share this and help us find this guy because justice needs to be served. He needs to let his side out on the story as well.
Yeah, it was funny because at first it seemed like a friendly thing. I feel like everyone around us was pretty fired up. He was giving us the cuffs. I'm like, oh, I like this guy. He seems cool. He's like doing our thing with us. Then it just flipped. I feel like it was one of those things where it's like when you're so drunk, you can't even tell. You're like, wait, am I happy? Am I sad? Am I angry? Like, I think he was just so drunk that he just got pissed at some point, like didn't even really know why.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those ones where you just like lose control of your emotions. He's like, I think I'm just fucking livid now.
Yeah.
And yeah, because you got him with 3 beers. Like 3 beers. At one point he's like, I had like fucking 6.
Yeah.
6. It's like, dude, you're the 3 beers guy. And it was awesome. It was honestly out a lot. At one point, I feel like the handler didn't understand the dynamic a little bit because he was just giving it to us. I mean, he is mean mugging us, yelling weird shit. We're kind of just talking amongst ourselves, laughing, taking the game. Like, he was basically like a flea on our shoulder. Like, we almost couldn't even be bothered. We're like, what? Is someone talking to us? And at one point, like, one of our buddies looked over, and the handler, he's like, no, sit down. Like, let it go. It's like as if we were instigating this crap. It's like, dude, it's like 98% 3 beers kid. Like, what are we doing?
98%. In fact, I held my emotions in check 1,000 times better than I normally do. This kid is behind me yelling very mean slurs to me, and I am just sitting here like, listen, I'm not going to like, this guy's actually drunk. He's like 23 years old. I don't want to, he's like on a bachelor party. I don't want to ruin the whole trip. I'm going to ruin like our friend's thing. I'm just going to like pretend like he's not here. But Andy is right. We did all just, I think this also bothered him is we did not respond. There was about 2 minutes of him just gaveling at us right behind us. None of us even looked at the kid, which was kind of amazing. Like that's actually a bigger flex than just getting up and being like, we'll beat the shit out of you. We were just like, oh, I like at one point I turned, I'm like, dude, are you still standing there? Like, go away. Great story, though. Great time. That was fun.
Yeah, it was. I had the time of my life.
We got to do that again.
Oh, can't wait.
But I'll tell you what, I am getting sick of how I feel the morning after drinking. I am, like, fed up with it. And, I mean, the amount of anxiety that comes from drinking caffeinated drinks, taking shots, and drinking too much is unwarrantingly the worst thing in the world. It is a terrifying experience waking up and just being completely hungover. I don't know if I can take any more of these hangovers, but I will say this. The last month, I have had some of the most fun nights ever. Yeah. And so like that trade-off is so tough for me because I've been having these just unbelievably fun nights at like unbelievable events or places or things. And then the next morning, I am so low, and the only thing that's getting me back up is just drinking more, which I have heard, not by you, is actually a disease. It's called alcoholism.
I don't know about that, but when I think of just having these banger nights out, it's like you're borrowing from the next day. It is, to me, I mean, I look at the way the Los Angeles Rams manage their cap money, and that's what I think about just having a banger and then doing hair of the dog the next morning. It's just like we're going all in at the trade deadline. You were borrowing from tomorrow's happiness. You were borrowing cap space from the future. Then the morning comes, you feel like shit. You decide, I'm going to drink some more. I said, no, we're going to kick the can down the road even more. We're trading our draft picks. I don't care if we don't have any cap space in 2031. We're just going to live it up right here, right now with Matthew Stafford. That's how I feel when we're out late at night, just absolutely tearing it up.
No, it's a great comparison there. But I guess I'm just sick of looking myself in the mirror every morning and just going, okay. And by the way, not every morning. Mornings after we do this.
Right.
I'm not actually an alcoholic. But I'm sick of looking myself in the mirror and going, okay, I am not drinking for like a month. And then I guess I just must be the most easily convinced person, because then the group chat will go off 30 minutes later and someone will be like, hey, there's a person playing the guitar at this bar at 6 p.m. Do you guys want to go? And I'm like, is he actually playing the guitar live in the bar? And they're like, yes. I'm like, there.
It's like I will now have 25 drinks tonight
Yeah,
because of
it's
that.
like that's a great point. I don't know what I was thinking earlier. I was an idiot. I am going to be there watching live music.
Well, it's been kind of a tough month because I feel like we went into it saying, you know what? NBA, no booze, April. That's the story of this month. And it hasn't worked out at all because there have been a lot of events so far that we kind of needed to drink for. One of them was that big time all-you-can-drink Rays game with Chicago in town. Another was Monday night, the men's basketball national championship.
Yeah.
And it actually was a pretty good game. Michigan, they win their first title in 30-something years. UConn goes down. They were going for the third title in 4 years. Pretty good game, start to finish. This is my gripe with the college basketball national championship for a while. The game starts 8:50 Eastern.
Yeah.
It's too fucking late. It is way too late. It's like, it's a Monday night. One, I don't want to be binge drinking for that, but we had to. And also, that's early in the week. I don't want to go into a Tuesday, on a sleep deficit. Like, I'm staying up till midnight just to watch this. I also just think playing a Monday night, like, a lot of the air comes out of the balloon. Like, I wish they could switch the schedule. I get they do the Final Four on Saturday. You need a day off in between. What if you did Friday night, championship Sunday afternoon? I know, so that's the schedule the women's Final Four is on. But I feel like I'm way more willing to stay up late Friday night to watch this crap. And then Sunday, you can start, because right now, 8:50 p.m. Eastern is way too late. People are going to say, well, the thing is, people on the West Coast, they're still working. You put it early. No, they're not working. These people don't work. I think there's a possibility that they're at a No Kings protest, but those usually wrap up by about 3 or 4 p.m. local time. So there's still plenty of time for these people to get home and watch the game. Also, I feel like that demographic probably isn't that interested in the college basketball national championship. I'm honestly just tired of pushing everything back in my life just because these people on the West Coast need an extra 3 hours to sleep. It's like your friend who can't get out of bed in the morning. It's like, hey, let's go, baby. Sun's up. Like,
Well,
it's a new
why
day.
do we have to stay up 3 hours later? Why can't they just get up earlier and start working earlier? Why is the onus always on the people on the East Coast to have to eat the shit for the people on the West Coast to just sit there and just get perfect night's sleep? And we talked about this on a previous pod. Yet you wonder why California has like the third largest GDP of any country in the world. It's because they are so well rested after all these games, and everyone on the East Coast is just so hungover because they were drinking until 2. And we don't have a choice on the East Coast. We have to drink until 2 when the game starts at 9. So it is a tough competitive disadvantage for us, just career-wise, professionally, and personally.
Yeah. I don't love it. Way too late. I mean, this one, yeah, we watched the whole thing, but I mean, there are national championships. Football as well. They do it late Monday night also, where I'm just turning this crap off. I'm like, wow, it's been a great season. It was all building up to this, but I'm fucking exhausted because I probably was binge drinking the day before too. So by the time it's 11:30 p.m. Monday night, I mean, I am just absolutely wiped. I don't know. I don't like the scheduling. It's we got to figure something out there.
And then what?
So West Coast teams are never really even in it. Like, we haven't had a team
not
from out
college
west win
basketball.
it in 30 years.
What are your thoughts on Dan Hurley, man?
Yeah, Dan Hurley, it's when he first burst on the scene a few years ago, I was all in. I really liked this guy. I thought he was hilarious. It's like, but I feel like a character like Dan Hurley, he's eccentric, he's wild, he looks like a complete psychopath. It's like they wear on you fast. I'm a little bit over the Dan Hurley antics. I mean, his coaching and his resume is unmatched, but it's a bit much. He's got like his suit jacket hanging off his shoulder. He's like going face to face with the ref. It's just, the guy knows where the camera is at all times. I mean, he has probably asked camera crews to make sure he's on camera as much as possible. I feel like he's kind of taken some of the shine away from the kids, and I don't know, just not someone you'd want to know in real life.
Yeah, I mean, he is a very, very, very extreme edge case of human being. I mean, his wife is getting interviewed saying, Dan, when he comes home, he literally can't do anything. The only thing this guy knows how to do is coach college basketball. He can't even order DoorDash on his phone. And this is a true interview. You guys got to look this up. It's actually wild, his wife describing this guy, because apparently he has just gone all in on something more than anyone in the entire world. It sounds like his wife actually has to bathe him because he just is always thinking about basketball.
Yeah, no, that interview was pretty hilarious. Also, it seems like that's a trend now. It's like we just have these wives just going in interviews, just talking about how their husbands are like worthless and they hate them.
It's crazy. Speaking of, actually, that's funny. Not that my wife hates me, but okay, we went to a bar the other night. You remember this?
I do.
Yeah, so I left. I was fucking pissed. So we're outside a bar. We're all drunk. It's late, and it's just me, Andy, our friend Drew, and my wife. And we're standing there. We're just at a table talking amongst ourselves, minding our own fucking business. And this girl comes over, and she just stands next to my wife, who's sitting next to me, and just like looks at both of us and just proceeds to say, "Wow, you're married to him? Like, why are you married to him? Like, you could do so much better." I mean, just unprompted, like saying that, and I'm like, okay. And then she just like keeps going with it. She's like, yeah, like, no, like literally, like I just mean it like this, like, you're just really ugly, and then you're not. And then there's something just ticked to me because I was like, all right, I am sick of just being just completely disrespectful. Like, I didn't say anything to this girl to prompt this. So I just go, I was like, oh, okay, great. You do realize you're a fucking asshole. You do realize. And then my wife starts fucking defending the girl. Oh, no, she didn't mean that. She was just trying to give me a compliment. She was just trying to give me. I was like, oh, is that how people give compliments now? They just completely just eliminate someone to make someone else feel good. I was like, what about just coming up to you, just a thought, Karina, and just saying, hey, you're good looking. Instead of being like, hey, you're good looking, especially in comparison to him. And I'm like, whoa. So I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that. It's happened to me before. And frankly, I am in my don't give a fuck era. And I am going to just start going after these people next time. Like, the next time they say that to me unprompted, I'm going to find the thing that I know that is their most vulnerable insecurity, and I am just going to hammer home on it. Like, for example, if this girl has like a bigger nose or something, I would just go in on the nose, like just to the point where their boyfriend's going to have to like hold me back. I am going to go after people. So if I get one more of those, I'm going after them. And also, yes, I got into a big fight with Karina about it because I was like, but why are you defending the girl who's calling me ugly? That just doesn't make sense. She's like, but you just got like so mad at her. I'm like, because she called me ugly. Like, what do you mean? Like, I was like, Karina, imagine, just a thought, if someone came up to me and said, dude, you're like a good looking guy. I don't know why you're with this ugly fucking girl though. What would you want me? What would you want me to do in that situation? It's crazy. You were there. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, this seems to happen a lot. Like, I feel like people just are
unprompted.
They will say some pretty wild shit to you.
Yes.
I don't know what it is. It's like maybe they just think you're like unbreakable. They're like, whatever, like we can say whatever we want to this guy. Like but it is crazy to think of the reverse. It's like I don't think most women would take that very well. The idea of people are fucking crazy. It's like, wait, okay. It's like, because it's a classic thing. People are like, oh wow, like you did well for yourself. There's like kind of an underlying like, does that mean I'm shit? But like they'll take it a step further. Like, but like they're like, no. But like what I'm saying is like she looks really like you. Like it's just like bad. So it's like, do you understand what I'm saying? You're like, yep, I got it.
Yeah, like literally.
It's crazy.
No, and every time I give a little bit of pushback or don't like play into their stupid fucking game, they'll just double it down and do way worse. So it is fucking hilarious.
I think it's like they expect you to be like, oh, thank you so much. You know, they're like, oh, you're like.
I usually do kind of start off by saying like, oh yeah, but also, sorry if I don't want to like now invite you to be the fifth person in the group and you're just going to join our conversation. I didn't want to talk to you to start with, and then you leading off with a disrespectful comment doesn't make me want to like, hey, actually, you know what? Pull up a fucking chair. Like, pull up a fucking chair. Yeah. Like, come on.
It was crazy. Also, I feel like at one point, you know, you were going back and forth, or you're basically calling me. She's like, no. She's like, the thing is, I'm from Israel. And then the next thing we know, it's like, I don't really know if that was related, but I feel like she was like, hey, look, I'm not from here. I don't know what I'm saying. But now, you know, I'm blacked out because I had 12 Sun Cruisers because I feel like I got robbed of 2 draft beers the Rays game. I'm now offering uneducated, uninformed, unsolicited opinions about the Israeli conflict. It's just not what I wanted my Tuesday night to turn into. I feel like if they just gave me those 2 draft beers the Rays game, none of this was going to happen.
Perfectly summed up. Well, what else do you got to get off your chest this week?
What else got on chest? Honestly, things I've been thinking about lately. I'm just gonna go into some general things I'm pissed about. So basically, last week I went to the doctor. So basically, I was probably being kind of dramatic. I think I thought I broke my hand, but it turned out it was fine. It was like swollen and purple. It's actually fine now, but it looked really fucking scary.
Do we know what prompted the swollen hand?
I was playing too hard in some rec league softball.
Okay.
I slid into second. I'm third. I need to stop doing this shit.
Yeah.
And I think I put on weight in my hand. I don't know. But anyway, everyone online, they're like, hey, men, go to the doctor. Don't be a fucking idiot who never goes to the doctor. If it's even questionable, go to get an X-ray. I'm like, all right, you know what? Fine. Go to urgent care. I feel like the people there, they're like, you actually thought you broke your hand, pussy? It's fine. It's almost like everyone tells you to go to the doctor, then you go, and the people there are like, why'd you come here?
Oh, yeah.
For precautionary reasons? But if I told someone, yeah, my hand was purple, I didn't go to the doctor, they'd be like, dude, why do guys don't want to go to the doctor? I'm like, every time I go, you act like I am just annoying you with my presence. Also, I hate when you go to the doctor, they start just doing a bunch of completely unnecessary shit. I'm like, hey, I just want an X-ray in my hand. I think it might be broken. It's probably fine. They're like, okay, great. They're like, how tall are you? I'm like, how tall? I'm like, dude, a hand's a hand. It doesn't matter if I'm 2 feet tall or 20 feet tall. A hand is a hand. They're like, well, how much do you weigh? And it's like, we're going to take your blood pressure. I'm like, no, none of these things are relevant at all to my hand right now. If I have some super unhealthy blood pressure, it could be good to know, but that actually has nothing to do with my hand. And I'm sure a doctor is going to come and be like, actually, it's important because no, it's not.
Well, and another annoying thing, especially these urgent cares here down in Florida, is you'll go in for that. The person who's intaking you and asking you all those stupid questions is someone who is not even a doctor. They didn't go to school for even health at all. And then they just go, okay, well, sit in here for another 20 minutes and the doctor will come in. And then you're like, oh, okay, cool. You wait and you're on your phone, whatever. Doctor usually walks in. And then usually the first thing out of the doctor's mouth is, so what are we in here for? And it's like, hold on a second. I just fucking explained everything to this bitch. No one's taking notes. And then the doctor basically treats you like, this is basically how they talk to you. They're like, so what do you want me to do about it?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I'm coming here for your advice on what to do about it. And they're like, right, but your hand's purple, but what do you want me to do about that? And you're like, let me know what you would do in a situation where it's just the most annoying thing ever. And then to your point, they're like, okay, well, do you want an X-ray? And you're like, do I need an X-ray? And they're like, well, just to let you know, being upfront, X-rays are $850. Yeah. And you're like, okay, well, could you maybe feel it or something to see? They're like, no, you probably need an X-ray.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, I'll get an X-ray. You get the X-ray, and they're like, yeah, it's not broken, so you can leave. And by the way, it's an extra $150 because you were here more than a half hour.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
No,
America,
I've been absolutely
healthcare's a
robbed
joke.
going for routine medical stops. And kind of the same thing, I got a physical a couple years ago because I didn't have a primary care doctor. They say you're supposed to get a physical. And the doctor there was like, he's like, dude, why are you here? He's like, wait, so you think you're healthy and you just came just to come to the doctor? Acting like what I was doing was completely outlandish. Whereas if I told someone, hey, I haven't been to a primary care doctor in 12 years, they would say, dude, you probably have an underlying deadly disease. And this guy acted like I ruined his day. He probably was going to take a long lunch if I didn't book an appointment in that spot. It's kind of like, I'm like, shit. That's the kind of thing that makes you not want to go to the doctor. And I love when I got the X-ray for the hand thing. I'm like, they're asking me all this dumb shit up front. On the way out, they're like, oh, by the way, we don't have this on file. Who's your dentist? I'm like, this has nothing to do with what's going on. My dentist is not relevant at all to this X-ray in my hand. I think I ended up giving them the info. I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's funny you talk about this doctor stuff because I have had a very bad primary care experience because basically no doctor's office in all of Pinellas County takes new patients. So when I first moved here, I got one. Well, apparently it's just the worst one. This guy was just the worst. I walked in and he goes, this is verbatim. He goes, do you snore? And I was like, yeah, I think I sometimes snore. He's like, all right, order a sleep study. And the nurse standing there taking he goes, all right, order a sleep study from. Do you get heartburn? I was like, well, yeah, sometimes I get heartburn. He goes, all right, yeah, would you do a dose of monoclonal? So, and she's writing stuff. I'm like, and he goes, so what are you doing here? And I'm just like, physical, like just take my blood. Anyway, the point was he basically prescribed me like 3 different medications without even asking me any question. So I was just thinking in my head, I'm like, for the heartburn one
He's got a quota.
specifically, right? It's like, do you have heartburn? Yes. The natural thing I would want my doctor to say after that is, well, have you been maybe drinking a lot lately? Have you been eating stuff that you don't normally eat? Like, what does your diet consist of? Like, do you exercise? Do you walk? Maybe, are you over? Like, he was just like, oh, there's a pill. Just take the pill. So, yeah, definitely a quota. Then I didn't go to the doctor for like 4 years. And just the other week, Corinne was like, all right, we need primary care doctors. Like, you need to figure this out. So, go on the insurance thing, figure out how to get on the app, log in, forget password, find password, put in password, go in there. There's just like a list of these doctors that says they're accepting new patients. You call them, they're like, we're not accepting new patients.
Classic.
Finally find someone. The lady goes, I call them like, hey, are you guys accepting new patients? She goes, what's this about? I was like, well, I'm trying to find a primary care doctor. Like, I don't have a primary care doctor. I was like, are you guys primary care doctors? She's like, yes. I was like, okay, great. Like I said, are you accepting new patients? She's like, well, are you trying to schedule an appointment? I was like, well, ma'am, I don't know how your process works. I don't have a primary care doctor, so this is like just me calling you to try to get one.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, are you trying to schedule an appointment? I was like, is that what new patients have to do, is schedule an appointment? Because if so, then yes, I'm scheduling an appointment.
Right.
And she's like, and I go, Are you like accepting new patients though? And she's like, are you able to come in on Monday? I'm like, I can come in on Monday, yes. But before I come in on Monday, I just want to confirm that like it's not just for one appointment. Like I need a primary care. Anyway, the point being, fucking medical is so fucking hard as an adult, man. And I don't know, but I think Florida's medical system is maybe the biggest joke ever. And I was spoiled as a kid because as a kid, all of my doctors were just the best doctors. They were all like doctors for the Buffalo Bills and all of that. Maybe it's because my parents knew people, but like my doctor experience growing up to now is just insanely different.
Yeah, it's weird. You would thought Florida would have a better medical system because there's a lot of older people. So it's like a lot of retirees. You kind of got to beef up that system, but it's kind of lacking.
It's sketchy, man.
It's lacking. Yeah. Not fun times the doctor. I don't know. When they asked me at dentist, I'm like, actually, what the fuck are we doing? I think you're just pulling my leg because for you to contact my dentist after this would make minimal sense. But maybe they did. I don't know. But another thing I'm pissed about, I've came up on our Austin trip. I feel like this happens a lot. You'll be talking to someone, you're like, dude, I've never been to Butthole City before. They're like, what? You've never been there? Dude, you gotta go. You have to go. You're like, oh shit, like all right, like. Then you'll see him like a month later. You're like, yeah, dude, I booked a trip. I'm going that place you told me to. They're like, you're going? Why? Why are you going? Like, it's almost like people are like, oh, you should do shit, but only if you have like a reason to. Like, you're like, you've never been to Europe. You're like, I'm going to Europe. They're like, why are you going to Europe? What's in Europe? Like, why? What makes you want to go there? And I feel like I'm losing my mind. I'm like, wait, you like gaslit me into visiting this place. And it's like, I'm not always going to have a reason to go to certain places. Like, some people are like, oh, I'm traveling for work, I'm traveling for a wedding. Like, I'm probably never going to have a major business conference in, Yosemite or any of the national parks. So that's probably something where if I go, it is literally just to go. I don't know why people are so fucking weird about it. They're like, you need to see the world, but only for very specific reasons. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, my job and like life has me generally in one location. So it's like, I travel to travel.
Yeah, I mean, I think the era of people just doing shit to do shit has just ended, man. I mean, people always need a reason now, and I don't know. I think people are just like, okay, if you want me to not look at my phone for 2 days, it has to be for a very good fucking reason, because I get more dopamine from sitting in a dark room looking at my phone at night than I would by getting on a plane, sitting next to an overweight, smelly person, and having to pay $10,000 to stay in a shitty Airbnb.
That I do get. So there is something we said for that part of it. But it's almost like if you just do shit to do it, they're like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
You have to have a reason.
Yeah. And last thing I had on my list of random shit that I'm pissed about, I need to get off my chest. This annoys me. It's when someone has a dog and, they're walking the dog. You don't know if the dog's a boy or a girl. and it's when it's a girl dog. I think you can chime in on this because you have a girl dog yourself, and you'll be like, "Oh, they're so cute. Like, what's his name?" And then they'll get snippy. They'll be like, "Her name," as if you're supposed to know. Which, to me, it's like, I think the only way I would know with certainty is if I'm looking at your dog's genitalia, and I think that would be pretty fucking weird. So, is there some other way that I'm missing that I can decipher the gender of the dog besides just looking at the off-limit parts? Because I feel like that'd be pretty fucking weird. It's like, how did you not know it's a girl? I'm like, I think it'd be weird if I did know definitively that it's a girl. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, I think coming from the other side of it, I mean, one thing that we do specifically to try to minimize the misgendering of our dog is we put on scarves. And we make sure the scarf is the color of a girl. So it's usually a pink or a purple scarf. Now, I feel like that's a pretty good indicator. If you still mess up and you misgender the dog at that point, it's kind of on you. I kind of realize you must be kind of an idiot at that point, so I'm not going to even correct you, and I'll just go along with it. And usually I'm not the guy who's going to say right off the bat, like, oh, you mean her. I'll like...
Maybe drop the name a few times.
I'll say, oh, Luna, yeah, Luna loves that, and then kind of go with it. But also, if they just keep saying him or his or like keep using a gender,
that's tough.
It is a little weird because I don't even know why you're using a gender that much. Like, oh, what's his favorite thing to do? What does he like? Oh, he's really cute. Oh, look at his paws. Oh, look at her ears. Oh, can I touch his belly? Okay, it's like at that point I'm like, okay, it is a girl dog. It is a girl dog. You've said his or him like 30 times, so I can see it from both angles. Though I would be pissed if people are correcting me on the first one.
Yeah, I think everyone needs to get a grace period of like, even if you tell me normally, be like, oh, it's a girl. Be like, oh, okay. But
I mean, I've given my parents and my sisters a 5-year grace period with Luna, and every single time
how's he doing?
they go, oh, are you bringing him over? I'm like, at that point, it's like, it's just a fucking girl dog, Mom.
That's
I don't know.
tough.
It's 5. She's 5.
Wow.
So it's like, just stop saying him. And then the response from my parents is, well, I just call all dogs guys. And it's like, okay, fine. Then I'm just not going to lose. I'm always going to lose that battle.
Yeah, that is funny. So I might have struck a nerve there.
You did.
So, yeah, it is crazy. But it is funny because you'll see people like get angrier that a stranger who's just meeting their dog doesn't know that they're a girl than they will over like, I don't fucking know. Is misgendering dogs the number one issue in society right now?
According to Reddit, it is the #1 biggest issue going on in the United States right now, more than anything, is that dogs are getting misgendered. And it's actually a new study came out on the Huberman Lab podcast that dogs being depressed from being misgendered is affecting the human ownership bond that these people have. And if you don't get that proper human ownership bond, that your dopamine levels can sink below people who drink 30 times a week. So it's kind of crazy the importance of making sure your dog is gendered correctly by strangers walking by you at the park.
Right. And really the only thing that can offset that dopamine drop is a cold plunge in the morning.
Correct. Cold plunge, or you can stare at the sun for 4 hours middle of the day.
You got to get some sun in the eyes early on.
That's the new study coming out says that corneas in the eyes, actually having them, is actually less productive because you can see yourself in the mirror.
Also, I guess like TRT and like peptides help you like build muscle and shit.
Yeah, you can
That was on the
basically
podcast, too.
just take a hammer and just start hammering your cheeks, and also you're going to be hot.
Yeah. So, one of my favorite podcasts. When I'm not listening to Lawn Chair Sports, I'm locked in on the Huberman Lab.
Oh, yeah. I got something that really fucking bothers me, and I want to get it off my chest.
Let's do it.
That is when I'm going for walks, and the person behind me is creeping up on me, and I can hear their footsteps, and they don't make a pass. They just keep walking really close behind you. It has got to be my biggest pet peeve in life. I hate people walking behind me. If I hear footsteps or anything, I am stepping aside and letting them go by. I can't live like that. That might be a symptom of my crazy anxiety that I have, but I cannot stand it.
Yeah, I don't love it either. It's a lot of sidewalk behavior. It's like, all right, you got to either pick a path. You got to either, you got to either pass or you got to kind of hang back. Like, it might be worth just crossing the street because you don't want to walk at that similar of a pace as someone if, you're not able to pass them. It's like no one wants someone. It's like being tailgated on foot. It's shittier because it lasts for longer.
It's way more awkward.
One thing I do hate is when someone's walking down the street real slow, a lot of times it'll be a dog walker. They're walking the dog, and the dog keeps pulling up because it wants to sniff the leaves, wants to take a leak, doing dog stuff. They're going at their own pace. Then they'll see someone come up behind them, speed walking, and they'll see the person's about to pass them, and they think, oh no, we can't let this person who's moving faster pass us. So they'll yank on the dog like, let's go. No, it actually makes no sense. It's like, no, let's quickly cut off this faster walker so now we can like stop in 4 seconds. I'll have to go around. It's people's lack of spatial awareness is very concerning. And there's nothing that makes me more upset probably than seeing it in the grocery store. Because, I mean, you've said it too. The fabric of society is crumbling. It's like I'm watching people push their carts right through the doorway.
Yes.
And then just stopping right there. I don't know if they're thinking about what do they need, looking around. It's like, how could you possibly think that's a good spot? Or, I mean, the store I like to shop at, the produce section's right off the bat on the left. And these people are just putting their carts right in the middle and just staring at the lettuce like, I don't know if I want lettuce. And if I get it, I don't know which type I want. I'm like, I'm ready to flip out. I'm ready to flip out. I don't know. I'm worried about society.
No, I hear you, dude. I think it comes up to me the most often when I'm trying to pick a new hot sauce. And if there is someone standing there at the sauce thing, I patiently wait, but I like kind of make it known that like, hey, I am also trying to look at the sauces. So if you could move your cart and your fat ass a little bit out of the way so we can both look at sauces, that would be fantastic. But these people will just stand there and just be like, barbecue sauce, teriyaki sauce, mayonnaise, avocado mayonnaise, light mayonnaise, Frank's hot, Frank's red hot, Frank's red hot. It's like, guys, move out of the fucking way. I know which one I want. I want the Frank's hot sauce. You're in my way. I don't want to have to say excuse me. You should have spatial awareness.
Yeah.
And I will say excuse me if it needs to get to that, but I don't want it to get to that. And it didn't used to have to get to that. I guess that's where I'm mad.
No, it sucks. It's like, I feel bad if I'm wasting 4 seconds of someone's time because I'm taking too long to pick my item at the store. These people just have no shame. Like, it is crazy. I basically took a recent trip to Walmart, and I walked away with very little confidence for the future. I was horrified that the people there live in the same community as me. I mean, it was just an awful showing across the board. They vote. It was just people were going in the exit, out the entrance. It's carts are bumping into each other. I mean, we had a woman probably on crack dropping cash on the ground, then yelling at other people in the store and cashiers who were trying to alert her that she's dropping her money on the ground. I mean, it was just the amount of people who were seemingly healthy or not over the age of 50 who were just moving around in these motorized carts is super depressing. I'm like, it is...
The motorized cart thing is insane,
It's actually wild. Like, I feel bad if you are a senior citizen or someone with like a serious health issue, but I think these people, if you've just eaten yourself into a motorized cart in the store, like, you do not deserve any government assistance. We shouldn't be spending any money on you. You have no one but yourself to blame.
Dude, those people are the worst people in the world. I mean, honestly, and the idea, this is a very like Western American idea of that like even an old person should get a cart. Like the old people in Italy are walking like 30 miles a day. You are supposed to keep walking. If you just shut down your muscle system, you will die earlier. Like the number one indicator for death of an older person is actually leg strength. And it's because we just are like, oh, you're over 65. You can now shop in a fucking cart. You don't even have to walk anymore. You don't have to get one little ounce of exercise. You can just sit in a fucking cart and go. And you can shop all over Walmart. And you can get in everyone's way, bump into people. And you don't ever have to exercise. America is so fucking close to falling. I've just never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Well, we do need to walk more. I mean, at least these other countries, it's like everywhere they go is walkable. It is. We're so car reliant. It's honestly, it's like a rare thing when you have a walkable city. So it's, I don't know. People are trash. It's
bad. I'd say we got 1 year left.
Yeah, things are crumbling fast. But as we said, it's like you almost can't tell when you're just sitting out on the nice patio on a luxury hotel that you're not staying in. You know, it's
That's right.
Taking the views of St. Pete, whether it's St. Pete, the Four Seasons in Austin. It's like there's inflation. It's like people can't get around the store without a motorized cart. We're bombing Iran. Huh. You wouldn't know when you're at the Four Seasons just drinking a bottle of rosé.
No, you're 100% right. And I think my plan is to kind of just go hard in the paint for this next year, just to kind of hedge the amount of fun I would have had for the rest of my life, push it all up into 1 year, just because I think statistically there's more odds of the world ending after this year than not ending. And so I want to make sure I had enough fun while I was alive. So I'm going to do it all in the next year. And I think that's a good bet. And it would be kind of funny if the world did end in a year. And then I watched all of these fucking idiots who cared so much about everything. Like, oh, I do yoga, I do this, I do the Pilates. But, well, guess what? While you were doing that, I was fucking living it up. And it paid off for me.
Yeah. I like that outlook. I think everyone should... really maybe take a look at your long-term strategy, you know? It's stop pumping up those retirement accounts. It's like you're probably not even going to get to that point. So.
Elon said you don't have to even save anymore, that retirement accounts will be completely meaningless, which I'm not sure I fully understand his train of thought. Also, the richest guy in the world saying that, who owns like basically 4 of the most influential companies in the world, that should also be concerning. But to your point, everyone in America is like, but rosé on the patio.
Hey.
Who cares? Elon, who cares? So we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, crazy times. I don't know. A bunch of weird shit's going on. It's not that I don't care. It's just I don't know what to do about it other than just, you know, do exactly what I've done for the last 30 years of my existence.
Yeah. I want to touch, too, before we leave, is people we know commenting on our videos. Like, there's, like, several people in that Terry Blacks one who commented on our videos that we know. Like, not super positive either. Interesting strategy by these folks.
Yeah, it is tough. I mean, I get it. It's like you get clipped up. Yeah, I probably, you know, some people say we came off as whiners in the video. Like, I feel like talking to my friends, they're like, oh, I thought you guys liked Austin. You said you hated it. I'm like, that's how we talk. I mean, it's, you know, we look at things through a critical lens.
That's right.
Like,
also, like, what do people... I am curious, is like, okay, assume people aren't whiners or complainers. What do they do? Like, what do you talk about? Like, if I'm in a city and I'm just like, oh, everything's great. Like, how boring is that trip? I need to complain about every single possible thing I can. Like, we'll be in the nicest place. Everything will be going perfectly. I will be like, dude, can you fucking believe this lady sitting behind us who is talking a little bit too loud? Like, I will let that dictate my next 10 minutes versus my friends, my drinks, my perfect view. Like, I would rather talk about the lady talking too loud than enjoy the time with people. Like, that, I guess that's just how I'm wired.
I agree. It's like you gotta fixate on, you know, the areas that could have been better, because also it's funnier to talk about those types of things. Like, yeah, I could have talked about the 16 beers that I did have at the Rays game, but those 2 that were taken away from me, I would much rather just focus on those. I feel like there's so much more to get into.
I agree.
I don't know.
We can't fix the world's problems, but I think we at least provided some entertainment for some people. Now, I will say, if you've made it to the end of this podcast, you have to be the biggest fan of ours.
That's crazy.
Because the way we just weaved in and out of sports, politics, war, Trump, people bothering us, not getting beers, kids trying to fight us, our thoughts on what bothered, like, what a wild road this podcast went on today.
Yeah, it's like we're trying to hit on a little bit of everything you need. But yeah, if you've made it to this point, shoot us a DM. We will give you an exclusive code to get a $25 bonus bet on FanDuel, which is our newest sponsor. So,
yes.
Yeah, that's kind of a reward for the loyal listeners listening all the way to the finish.
I will Venmo the first person who DMs us $17. I will do it.
No, I'm excited to see this play out.
I will fucking do it.
This is the true test. Do our friends listen to the podcast to the very end? Because they might. I feel like you might get burnt. You might we kind of lost some steam about 8 minutes ago. I feel like a lot of people dropped off then, and I wouldn't even blame them. But
No, I know. And
the real ones listen to the very end.
we could probably just kind of keep doing this little drabble where we're not actually talking about anything. But I just think that right now it's an interesting. I don't think people who aren't in our seats understand this feeling right now. Like, you want to talk about screaming into the black hole void. That is what me and you are doing, and we are going to take away like storage on hard drives of like Google, the biggest fucking corporation of all time. We are going to be like, us just rambling right now is just taking away storage that could have been used for something else. I mean, we are like, we are wasting power. We're wasting like camera energy. I mean, we are literally saying nothing into the ether, and it's a weird feeling knowing you're doing that.
But I mean, damn, is it good, video and audio quality.
And that's what's most important.
Yeah, we love it.
And yes, they should make podcast equipment more expensive.
They probably should. It is really expensive. I really can't drive that home enough. A lot of people are making the comment, but it probably should still be more expensive because we never should have had an in to this to begin with. I mean, this is crazy. What are we doing?
Okay, last thing I want to talk about.
Yeah.
I think the Barstool Chicago content machine has got to be the least interesting and most annoying group of Barstool people to ever be assembled ever. The Yak is possibly the most annoying group of people I've ever seen talk. They do all these weird like putt-putt challenges now, which I don't find entertaining whatsoever. And I feel like Big Cat is just completely lost his identity of who he was. And PFT is like weirdly trying to do this thing like where he does his own stuff now. It's like, you guys need to get back to what you used to be, which was what guys wanted to listen to in the car. Once you strayed from that and tried to be like streamers and all that, it's just not working. And they're hiring just non-funny people. The downfall of Barstool was when Brandon Walker got hired.
Yeah.
That guy is just legitimately not funny.
And I think when Caleb Presley walked out the door.
That's a good point.
He might have been the funniest guy they had.
He's fucking hilarious.
I don't know. I used to love everything Barstool. I was still kind of a fan, but I did have to delete the app off my phone, mostly because it never fully loads properly, and I'm just frustrated because I wanted to read an article, like the pictures, it never works. I'm like, what the fuck? It's not on my phone issue. I've had different phones. Everyone's commenting saying that the app doesn't work. Also, I get their whole angle as they hype up their characters. It's like the people who write it are the story. I was just tired of hearing about this Brianna chicken fry. Like, it's just, oh my God. There was a period when, like, she had her, like, whole thing with Zach Bryan. It was, like, every day, like, 4 articles. I'm just like, I don't find her interesting. I think she's kind of grody and, like, kind of scary looking. So I feel like I needed less brain rot dedicated to that in my life.
I agree. And, like, now they're doing they're making Mincy, like, one of the big stars and Jersey Jerry. I just don't think they're genuinely talented, funny people.
It's tough.
And Rico Bosco is like the dumbest guy ever.
I'm honestly pumped. I don't even know what half these people look like. I know the names, but I'm just like,
good. Then your algorithm hasn't ruined your life yet.
It's
because my algorithm is pushing all of it. I don't like it. I don't know what I need to do to make these people get off my algorithm, but it's bad.
I think they need a talent infusion. And we know that, El Presidente, he responds to people ripping his current employees. That's actually a good path to employment. If we look back at
it's kind of the only path to employment. And, our video did go viral. Just so you know, every time any of our videos go viral, I do send them to El Presidente in a direct message, and I say, we do fucking views. We will work for free.
Yeah.
We do fucking views. We will work for free. Stuli Presidente, we do fucking views and we will work for free. We will out-earn all of these people in Chicago, and we'll do it right here in St. Pete. We will keep your overhead very low. All we're asking for is a fucking shot.
Yeah. I think there could be a successful partnership in the future. Barstool St. Pete could go nuts.
Yeah. Also, to the guy who DM'd us saying, like, what are you guys trying to be Barstool at 30? Yeah, that's exactly what we're trying to do. Way to catch on to it, considering we've been very open about it from the jump. Also, Barstool at 30, 30 is a normal age in media. That's not, too old for stuff. So, strange, considering most of the people who are famous on Barstool are, in their 50s and 40s now. So, I feel like we're still very early for that Barstool age thing.
Yeah, I think 30 is a pretty good age because it's like early 20s. It's
You don't
yeah,
know
you might be
anything.
into it, but yeah, you're not really polished enough to talk on a microphone. You're not distinguished and able to speak on a mic in the way we are right now.
You haven't blacked out on a Tuesday during a work week after getting denied 2 beers.
No.
So, anyway, guys, that's all. Whoever is here, congratulations.
That's crazy.
Remember, $17, first one to
That's
comment.
right.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Thanks, guys. Insane.